Thank you all for joining. I know it is it's going to be a busy week, so it is good to see all of you for sure. Um, Hi, Eric. Good to see you this morning.
Hey, thanks. Good morning, everybody.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think Nate's joining us. Um, so let's see. I'm just going to pull up my email. Okay. I know, thank you, Amy, for sending us the all of the great information that we need here. So let's go ahead and let's get started so we can make the most of our time today. Uh, I'll go ahead and just, gosh, I don't have a flag anywhere to be found around me, but I think we can go ahead and begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. Um, so if you'd repeat after me or with me, that would be great. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the
of
United
the United
States of
States of
America
America
and
and
to the
to the
republic
republic
for
for
which it
which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with
and
liberty
justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. So with that, I don't think we have any public comment. Do we have any, Marie? No. Okay.
We do not.
Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent. So why don't I'm just gonna, I guess I'm not sure if it's our oversight committee or Marie, if you'd like to take the lead on just giving us some context for what we need to do today. That would be fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I have a PowerPoint prepared, so I can share that, or Oversight Committee, if there's anything you want to start with. Happy to take your direction on this.
No, I'll just quickly say, Marie, I think the PowerPoint will be helpful for me. So I'm aware of this subject that came to us last week, Crystal and I, and it's a sensitive nature, right? And since there's been I've always kind of seen this stuff, but I haven't really dealt with it as a board member, right? I've seen things in the news with a school that has an unfortunate event, and my understanding is the executive committee kind of wanted to see what the oversight committee and I think Crystal and I basically felt like a subject like this would benefit the entire board to discuss. We've had some board turnover, and to be honest, I think the board would be best to kind of use each other's voices as far as how we want to deal with these kind of issues. Because there is some sensitivity here. There is the potential to go into closed session. I think we qualify for that. So I think we just felt like it would be better treated to deal with a specific issue and discuss that, but then use that as kind of almost I don't want to say a template, but develop kind of maybe a group thinking on how to kind of address these issues. And so I think specifically it has to do with the decision of what kind of communication or warning should come from the board to this particular school, but I think it will ripple into other situations. So that's my sloppy intro, Marie.
That was a wonderful intro. Thank you. Um, and I think that context was really important to have there. As we were talking with the Oversight Committee, one of the questions was, well, what have we done in the past, or what does this look like? And it became very apparent that we've always moved at the direction of the board, of course, but that we as needed to maybe seek some clarity, like what does this board want to see? There's been a lot of different ways that within the framework that oversight has been given to schools. And so my PowerPoint, let me get sharing that, kind of walks through just the process as it is. And then we can, as Member Biesinger said, get into some more specifics and potentially a closed session if needed. Okay. I just then closed that one. Okay. The State Charter School Board oversight process. Um, so again, some of the purpose today from the Oversight Committee is having some process refinement and clarity, making sure that we're having consistent decision-making and alignment with our current board and how oversight is given to schools. You are probably well-versed in our oversight model. This is the one that's on our website. It has the different layers there. Overall, it's through the Charter School Accountability Framework. Then there is the research and review stage, notice of concern, warning, probation, and closure if needed. So as far as the statutory and rule foundation, our Utah law requires us to annually review and evaluate school performance. It also requires us to monitor compliance with federal laws and state laws, as well as board rules. And then our Utah administrative rules, those set those minimum standards for what annual review components look like, for what visits and written reports look like, as well as a requirement for a written remediation policy and a probation structure. And so that's where we have that triangle that helps us meet that administrative rule requirement. And so there are those two pieces, the accountability framework, which is that whole oversight piece that has the academic framework, the operations framework, the financial framework, and then also this oversight model. Our accountability framework, as you know, we approved that in 2025, and we're in the process of running through the first big update and push out of the updated framework. The oversight model, it was last updated in 2020, but it was also reapproved by our board in 2024. So with the oversight model, as we mentioned, the overview, it's really designed to resolve concerns at the least intrusive stage. And it's also designed that we escalate if support is not effective. That has sometimes caused confusion just across our field, that it's not strictly sequential. So even though it's shaped like a triangle, even though we say least intrusive and then we escalate if needed, that movement can accelerate or regress based on the severity of the issue, the context, or the responsiveness of the school. So there are formal stages, as we saw within it, the notice of concern, the warning, the probation, and then the closure or termination. So speaking about that, what happens when a complaint or a concern comes up? We start by learning about the issue, and that can happen through a research and review. So we've received a complaint, we've received a concern, and so we're going to research and review it. Or there are times when we want to engage more directly with the school at the administrative level. And so that was something that Dr. Kramer and I initiated, was the letter of awareness as an addition to our model in our system. That letter of awareness really just is a formal, please meet with us in the next week. There's an issue we're aware of that we need to talk to you about. After it's been researched and reviewed and or a letter of awareness has gone out to help us learn about the issue, then staff has a number of actions we can take. We can continue to monitor the issue. Staff can issue a notice of concern, which then outlines either some additional documents we would like to see, some additional actions we'd like to see, some support offerings that we can give, or we can make the issue inactive. And just we've, as staff, moved towards not necessarily ever calling anything just resolved, but active or inactive, and putting the onus back on the school that ultimately this is inactive for now, but we ask you to continue to show oversight as a governing board of your school, to show leadership of your school. And so it's an inactive issue at that point. There are board actions, which brings us into this conversation today. And those are outlined as warning, probation, and closure. And so our board, within our statute and our rule, it talks about those being actions that are taken in an open public meeting. And some of them are more time bound than others, and we can talk more about those specifics. But it's a lot the same as a notice of concern, but at a board level. And so it then can outline, different steps you would like the school to take, different support we would like to offer. Of course, with a probation or a closure, there's also some potential termination language in there if they fail to make those adjustments as requested. So when do items get elevated to the board? Again, those recommendations from staff, we can do a letter of awareness, notice of concern, or research and review. If something then feels like this is raising to a level that needs some additional oversight or needs some additional attention, that recommendation comes from the staff for it to be elevated to the board. When it's reviewed by the oversight committee, the actions that we've taken previously would be warning the action was taken on consent. And we were going through a little bit of history in our oversight committee meeting, that it used to be that the school came in on a warning from the field. They had said, they didn't like that. And so some adjustments were made, through that oversight committee to put it on our consent calendar. So it is still action being taken in a public meeting, but maybe a little less publicly with that. The probation and closure, the school is usually invited in for, and then that action again is taken in public meeting, usually after discussion with the school. Those pieces though, as far as if it's on consent or if it's a conversation with the school, that is not outlined in statute. That's just our process. So that would be something that we can follow the direction of the board if we want to make any adjustments there. Additionally, from the oversight committee, we talked about drafting some standard operating procedures or process documents that really help support the policy and model documents, so that it becomes very clear, when is a school coming in to talk? Are they coming to committee? Are they coming to a full board meeting? Is it on consent? And so that would be one topic for our discussion. And then also an idea from oversight committee was maybe a general report and overview to the board each month, so that there's kind of a pulse on, this many notice of concerns are active, and this many warnings, or this many letter of awareness. These are the types of issues that we're seeing, just so that everybody has more of an understanding of what is happening as far as our oversight out in the field. I will stop sharing and answer any questions, or can turn it back to you, Chair, or to the committee here.
Thanks. Thank you, Marie, for that overview. It's always good to be refreshed on those, on just the model and those steps. Does anybody have any questions? Clarifications? Okay. So with that, I know that I think this might be a good point for us to move into a closed session. I think that we want to discuss a particular school, and to Member Biesinger's point, it is sensitive. This is why, and I'll just share last week when we had our meeting, I just felt like this was significant enough for us to discuss outside of just all the business that we had at our previous meeting. So again, thank you everyone for meeting so we could just this morning so we could focus on this issue at hand. Okay, so I believe, Amy, you did send us, we'll make the motion, then we'll exit, join the other Zoom link that was in your email. Is that correct? Okay.
Chair,
Awesome.
point of order.
Oh, yes, please.
So with that, we'll just want to name that the reason for a closed session is to discuss character and competence of an individual, and a roll call vote to go into closed session.
Oh, thank you for that reminder. Okay, wonderful. So I'd like to, I'm just going to make the motion. Okay, so I'd like to make a motion for us to move into closed session to discuss the character or competence of an individual. And I'll be looking for a second for that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, a second from Member Biesinger. We'll go ahead and we'll do a roll call vote. I'm just going to go in order of the screen. And Member Pulsifer, you unmuted first. So go ahead and vote. That would be great.
Yes.
Okay, Vice Chair?
Yes.
Okay, Member Hutchings?
Yes.
Member Bassett?
Yes.
Great. Member Biesinger?
Yes.
Great. And as chair, I'm also a yes. Okay, we're going to exit this Zoom. Just if you run into any snags, feel free to text Marie or me and we'll get you all in and we'll see. Yes, Marie, go ahead.
One other point of order, Chair. Would
Yes.
you like any staff to join you in closed session?
Yes, I would. I think we would like you there. And then if there is another staff member, I know that I saw folks were on the call that have that you feel would be beneficial. I'm happy for them to join
Okay.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm a little rusty on the virtual space, so thanks everybody. Goodness gracious.
You got it.
Okay, I'll see you all in just a few seconds. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
All right, we're waiting for folks to come on back. Okay, great. So I'm going to make a motion for us to resume what will exit our closed session back into our public meeting. Could I have a second? Okay, great. A second from Member Pulsifer. I'm going to do a roll call. Member Biesinger,
Yes.
Vice Chair,
Yes.
Member Pulsifer,
Yes.
Member Hutchings,
Yes.
and Member Bassett.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, everyone. And we are back. So with that, I'm happy to start the motion, but if another board member would like to make a motion regarding the action that we would like to take from our closed session conversation, that would be great. Well, we're actually going to be doing two. Well, Marie, do we need to make a motion for the action to direct staff, or can we just say that we need to make a motion for that?
A motion
Or-
would be
I think we should move.
staff.
Okay. Okay, great. So let's do those separate. Okay, so the first one I'm looking for is a motion in regards to the school.
I'll go ahead and make that motion, Chair.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I move that we place Hawthorne Academy on warning status.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, I think Member Hutchings got it first there. So a second from Member Hutchings. I think for this, we can do a roll call vote as well. I think that would be beneficial. Vice Chair, how do you vote?
Yes.
Member Hutchings?
Yes.
Member Biesinger?
Yes.
Member Pulsifer?
Yes.
And Member Bassett?
Yes.
Okay, and I am a yes as well. That motion passes. And we are looking for a second motion in regards to action for the staff.
I'd love to make that motion as well, if I may, Chair.
Please.
I'd like to move that we, as a board, direct staff to formulate a formal policy related to training requirements for charter school boards. And it should include developing a training module for identifying and reporting child sex abuse.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a second from Member Pulsifer. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Excellent, that motion passes. So, Marie, we have some action for the staff, which I think will be a benefit for all of our schools.
Yep. We will bring that for our March 12th meeting.
Excellent, thank you so much. All right, board, just one note of processing and then we will adjourn our meeting. As you know, we do have a busy week, and in just transparency for folks that are listening, we are going to be beginning our second round of interviews for the executive director position. We will be interviewing candidates on Thursday and as well as on Monday. That meeting will be recorded and made public just as any other public meeting. Okay. All right, is there any other comments or points of business before we conclude our meeting today?
Chair, I just have one quick, I know our time's over. I noted on our the training that the current policy, I think, still is that if a school is put on warning status for any reason, that there is some recent precedents where it is on the consent calendar. In a previous meeting, I voiced my concern for that. I just still voice my same concern. I think if we get to the level of warning status, it merits something besides the consent calendar, which is a calendar item that just doesn't drive discussion. I think both the school, if they would like to, that it's pertaining to, should have the opportunity to come and voice their side of the issue. But I think because of the serious ramifications of that, the ripples that happen, that it would at least be my observation that it would be more appropriate to have that be an action item and not a consent item. So I just want to share that before we end today.
Thank you. I appreciate that feedback and reminder. I think it's important for transparency. It's also an opportunity for our schools to learn from each other. Thank you. Okay, any other comments? Okay, so with that, I will adjourn. Our meeting is adjourned. Our business is concluded. And I want to thank all of you for your time this morning and your energy and your hearts. I think it drives our work. All right, everyone, go about your day and enjoy your Tuesday. Please reach out either to me or Marie if you have any other questions.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Take
Bye,
care,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you so much. Amy, thank you.